Hey there, Drawyah here, and welcome back to X-Plane 11. I'm flying in the real world, flying with British Airways out of Heathrow once again, this time on my way to Belfast. So we're off to London Line today, flying with British Airways in an Airbus A319. So, seeing out flying the A319 or 320 on this occasion, we thought we'd jump back to X-Plane, fly the ToLiss, which I think I've done a little while now, and, well, again, enjoy an A320 aircraft with 4 systems that is absolutely fantastic. Let me tell you, I adore this aircraft. It's been too long since last flew it on this channel, and yeah, it's now an occasion for us to head back and enjoy it once again. So, as I say, flying to Belfast, flying in British Airways colours. It's about 50 minutes of flight time today, so not a long trip at all. And yeah, it should be quite a fun one to fly indeed. To jump the cockpit, set the aircraft up, and prepare ourselves for our flights today. We have got coverage at the moment. We have got ATC at Heathrow, so make sure to make use of that. Batteries come on, external power comes on. Set the 3 ADAs to nav. Strobes automatic. Set the emergency lights to arm. Turn on the backup comm system at the top there. It's a very full aircraft, so make sure everything is set up as correct. So that's set, that's set. No smoking on. And that looks to be the overhead complete. We'll now jump down to the FMS. We will increase the brightness of that. Head over to digitization and start off our departure airport of Echo Golf Lima Lima and our arrival airport of Echo Golf Alpha Charlie. It's a 7:25 departure today. It's quite an early morning takeoff, and therefore first flight today, aircraft will be going for its full cold and dark setup. Our flight today is BA 1414. Our costing today is going to be 5. Flight plan. Yes, consists of 5. We have a cruising altitude at flight level 340. That goes there. Perfect. Turn that on. Turn that on. Alright, let's go to the next page. And what we're going to do is pop open the ToLiss menu. So if I go to the plugins, ToLiss, ISCS screen, jump over to loading performance. And what we get here is all of the fun and games. Also pop up the ground handling, pop open the fuel truck and the forward conveyor belt. That's all fine. Grab how unit also connects, drive up. Right, so in terms of passengers today, we have 129 people on board, so that as it was. Cargo payload is 13.5, so we'll set that to slightly less than we've got at the moment. Should have weights. Yeah, so a bit less than we've got at the moment. So that will be down to about 700. This will be down to about 1003. So we'll set that into the sim. Fuel on board today is going to be 5,000 and 5,015 kilos, so 5015. It isn't set for 100, so go to 5,100. That will do. Quick refuel, make sure that's all applied. What I'm going to do is use these numbers into the initialization. So our zero fuel weight is going to be 55.7, and our center of gravity is going to be 29.0. That goes into there. Bocure 5.1, so plug 5.1 into the FMS, and that's the initialization complete. We can close this menu now, jump to the flight plan, and before we do that, we might as well greet our passengers on board, shall we? So start flights on PACX. Use SimBreeze portal info, so London to Belfast City, 14:14:34, 50 minutes flight time. Passenger count, sorry, takeoff and about, well, it's currently 6:05, so we'll say 20 is departure now. Flying an Airbus A319 with 129 people on board. There is Wi-Fi, no entertainment, no boarding music. I've got a safety briefing for British Airways. Do get snacks, we don't get a meal, and with that, let's get boarding, shall we? Yeah, so again, we are using the British Airways long haul safety briefing bits, and that was the old one, not the new one. They've changed it since, but well, it's a British Airways. I prefer the classic, so sticking with the classic. Right, flight plan. So departure today is on the Bravo Papa Kilo Brooklyn Park departure. From there, we fly direct to Welling. Right, see, I've obviously forgotten something in the aircraft setup. Oh well, so from Welling we fly via So Welling Tango 420. to TNT. Then it's Uniform Lima 28 to Rodol. Uniform Mike 65 to Tenso. Following Lima 603 to Ramsey. And it's the Mike 148 to Mage. And that's our flight plan complete. So inside that looks good. Our expected departure is going to be runway 27 left on the Bravo Papa Kilo 7 Golf departure. We'll have some status, make sure that's all still correct. Ah, they've changed runways. Okay, so it's now on the runway 09 side. We'll get that changed. But before we do that, let's listen to the status, shall we? So, Echo Golf, Lima, Lima.
Winds 230 at 10 knots. L temp meter 1019. Temperature 20 degrees Celsius. Visibility 10 kilometers. Dew point 11 degrees Celsius. Winds 230 at 10 knots. L temp meter
Yeah, enough of that. So,
yeah,
for the most part, clear skies. Well, clear skies, cloudy skies. Otherwise, winds are relatively calm. Altimeter 1019. That's information Bravo. We've got currents, so we listen to Bravo. We will probably tune to... Well, we'll greet the passengers, we'll then tune frequency, and then we'll get our clearance out to Belfast. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to British Airways Flight 1414 from London to Belfast City. Flight time today is 50 minutes. Slightly cloudy departure and arrival, so may get a little bit bumpy in terms of turbulence, but for the most part, we should get you there nice and early. We thank you for choosing British Airways as your carrier today, and we hope you enjoy your flight. Any questions, feel free to speak to the cam crew on board. So go for a general public address, make sure the seatbelt sign is all active, and let us tune frequency. So Heathrow Towers on 118705. Sound 503.
After you put your carry-on items in the overhead bin and it is full, make sure you close it as a courtesy to other passengers.
IVAO's client started me. I did have to restart my sim, so I presume that's just gone and messed around 2 seconds.
Please review the exit seating responsibilities in the safety card provided for you. Please make sure that you are able and willing to perform these actions. If you're not, please let a flight attendant know so that when you can see the
Right, so if that's a load, we'll get our departure set to 6,000 initial climb. Make sure that's all, well, do that later on, but flight directors on and on. 109, 1019 set, that looks fine. Hello there, Heathrow Tower, this is Shuttle 86 Lima at stand 503 with Information Bravo, requesting IFR copy to Belfast City. Alright, so request staff clearance, wait for a call back from the tower very shortly. I'll turn this to the RS line, that's fine. Give it a few more seconds and we'll just call it again. Hello there, Heathrow Tower, this is BA Shuttle 86 Lima at stand 503, Information Bravo, requesting IFR copy to Belfast City. Cool, so just checking their microphone. While it does that, we might as well plug in our expected departure. So that's runway 09. And our information Charlie, it's back to 027 side. Okay, it's back to 27, that's fine. Departure runway 27 right. Brookman 7 Foxtrot, that's fine. Insert that. That's good to go. So that's flying information Charlie now. Shuttle, BA Shuttle 86 Lima, 505 Heathrow Tower.
Shuttle 86 Lima, Heathrow Tower, sorry about that. Clearances to Belfast, Brooklyn Park, 7 Foxtrot departure. Runway 27 right, initial cost 6,000 feet. Squawk 5170.
BA Shuttle 86 Lima is cleared to destination Belfast, departing on the Brookman 7 Foxtrot departure. Initial climb 6,000, squawking 5170. So 5170 sets.
Shuttle 86 Lima, are back correct? I was already pushing start.
Passengers aboard, which is fine. We'll activate the APU. Gotta remember, it's a few seconds delay. You start the master switch, and then you start the APU again. That's just a few things that ToLiss get right in this. It is a very good aircraft. A lot of people don't give it the credit it deserves, in my opinion. No, it's a very, very accurate aircraft, this. So the APU is starting. While it does that, we'll go through our performance page now. So we go back to the ToLiss menu, open the screen here, and jump to, well, flaps on for takeoff, active flight plan. So departure runway is 27 right, our V speeds are 135, and 137 V2. Our flex temp is 73. Flaps 1 stroke, well, 0.1, so 1 stroke 0. That goes there. Clear that. And that's our performance ready to go. Transition out to 6000, that's fine. And that's everything good in my eyes. Just confirm that. Yes, perfect. Transition 6000, perfect. So, departure set, config set, everything's planned. All we've got left to do is push back and leave. Well, once we get the pushback pre-planned, so there's only, if it's 27, just confirm 27, left or right, to the right. Okay, so, well, actually, to be fair, they could send us either. They could either send us down this taxiway or loop us around down this taxiway. So we'll hold back pre-planning until we've got the pushback. APU is available, APU lead set. Give it a few seconds to power through systems, and then recycle the external power. We'll disconnect the ground handling now, so everything can now drive away. Close all the exits. So close and close. We are now independent of the ground. Perfect. So at this point, we've boarded, we're pre-flights, all sorted. We might as well request our mission starts from the gates. Okay, got another 10 minutes to expect departure. Pretty much bang on time for rotates. Yeah, so let's contact request push and start. How's it going? BA Shuttle 86 Lima at stand 503 is ready for push and start.
Shuttle 86 Lima stand 503, push and start approved, phase east, Kinetic 101.
Push start approved, facing east for BA Shuttle 86 Lima. So facing the east, that'll be pushing towards the ground handling, I'll better push back. On the Zybo, sorry.
Please show me where you want to go.
On ToLiss, it's just plain old Avitab, which again, not bad. Especially got Navigraph integration, is pretty good.
Is driving up.
But hey ho. It is what it is, right. Yeah, that's always off this mindset. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine, we'll leave as it is. So that's all active, that's all active. Activate the beacon lights to alert ground control ready for push and starts. We will... well, that's about it really. Just gonna wait for the tug to arrive, touch the aircraft, and push us to the east. Probably a bit of a tight turn, admittedly I've left it on the actual push. Hopefully it won't cause too many problems for us there, but other than that, we are pretty much ready to go now. But yeah, just a reminder, I am on board this aircraft in real life right now. I have just boarded, and very shortly on my way to Belfast.
Hatches are closed, ready to connect.
Be my first time out in Northern Ireland. And probably the, well, actually will be the furthest west I've been from my my own home. Or ever really. I mean, I've not been to America. Should have gone back in May last year, but never did. So Belfast will be my my furthest east. Furthest west, sorry. Furthest east will probably be so there's like a town, city to the east of La Perranza, which is probably my furthest east. Or Greek islands, I'm not quite sure. It depends on the map you see, kind of how it measures curvature. But it's either east of Finland or east of Greece.
Release parking brake.
Right, parking brake released.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Roger that. So go to ignition. We'll start off with engine number 2. And being an A320 CEO series, you get all the classics, including the barking dog, the PTU on this. As the hydraulics come to life. Engine 2 active, engine 1 starts. There's the PTU.
We're now going to explain the emergency procedures on this British Airways aircraft. The captain and the crew are here for your safety. It is important that you pay attention and follow instructions carefully. First, check your seatbelt is securely fastened. Insert the metal tag into the buckle and tighten by pulling on the loose end. To unfasten, simply lift up the metal flap of the buckle and pull apart.
Ooh, very good. Very good from the pushback tug there.
When it's on, you must
It's like a
fasten
pinpoint turn, that. Yeah, I do love the flower duet of British Airways' original call. I am saddened that they removed it. Right, both engines active and stable. Ignition off, APU off.
To use it, take it out of the container and place it over your head. Pass the tapes around your waist and tie them securely in a double bow at your side. Inflate your life jacket when you leave the aircraft. We will supply life cots for babies and life jackets for children. In the unlikely event of the aircraft having to make an emergency
Operation
landing,
complete.
you'll be told to
Set
take
parking
a
brake.
brace
Parking
position.
brake set.
When seated facing
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
So nothing I love that X-Plane. Solid 50 FPS right there. 49, 50. Sorry, 52 early, like a 51. Frame rate in this is sublime.
High heel shoes must be taken off as they may tear the evacuation slide.
I mean, hopefully Microsoft Flight Sim with Squad Update 5 on 27th of July.
Will help you find your way to
We'll see it come even close to what we've got right here, but it's such a smooth platform. And the level detail on these aircraft really are fantastic.
exits at the rear of the aircraft and 2 at the front of each cabin section. Your pilot will now point out the exits.
Lake 6 Lima, are you able for an Alpha 5 departure 27 right?
Alpha 5 departures, if we look at the charts, aerodrome chart, we should be able to Alpha 5.
Inflates the evacuation slides.
BA Shuttle, A6 Lima, A firm, we can do an Alpha 5 departure.
We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
The aircraft. If the aircraft has landed on water,
Yeah, there's plenty of the room. Right, BA Shuttle, A6 Lima is ready to taxi.
the aircraft, inflate
Hotel 86 Lima, right, it's actually holding point Alpha 5 on my 27 right, straight ahead Bravo, left link 11 right Alpha, hold Alpha 5,
Just above your head. If the cabin air system
Taxi to Runway Alpha 5, runway 27 right, straight on Bravo, then it's left, link 1 right, Alpha 6, Alpha 5 for Speedbird, BA Shuttle 86 Lima.
and adjust the band to secure it.
Long story short, we're taxiing straight to the very end.
Ensure your own mask is correctly fitted.
Right, parking brake released, taxi lights on,
Mask by pulling on this coloured streamer.
tiny bit of throttle,
Club World sleeper seat, you may need to reach through the dividing screen to retrieve
and that's it going.
all electronic devices, including mobile phones, must be switched off, and all headsets must be removed whenever the
Right, brake sets to max,
takeoff.
signs are active, cabin check,
Your mobile phone and any devices that can send
spoilers armed,
or text messages remain off for the
flaps to takeoff,
with a flight safe mode. Should have this feature.
and take config test.
Some electronic devices can be
Once the flap's set, of course. There you go, okay, config test.
Take care your hand baggage isn't blocking the aisles or exits.
And there we go.
The seated
Free takeoff checklist is now complete.
locker, but place items in the locker carefully, as they may fall and injure someone. As we prepare for takeoff, please make sure that your tray table is put away, your seat is upright, and your armrest is down. Please stow your individual video screen and footstool if you have them. Finally, take a look at the safety card in the seat pocket. If you have any questions,
So on the left is the uplink section,
have a relaxed
60 to 55. We'll have to taxiways Delta hotel on our left, and then link 1 comes a bit further on. So taxi on the inner ring for a short bit, and then a left onto the outer in a couple of moments. Departure says 2 minutes on expected. It's about that 2 minutes away now. So as far as I'm concerned, leave on an on-time aircraft today. So that's Delta, which makes link 11 the next taxiway. Using the Aerosoft Heathrow, otherwise this is the Aerosoft Payware Heathrows. There's two. You've got the free default that comes with the XN11, and then you've got the high quality Payware Aerosofts. That's what I'm using today for departure. Arrival, it's a freeware Belfast scenery on explain.org. Although I don't think I've got any ground texture. Actually, I might do. I'll have to double check. Because I've got scenery up for Dublin down the Republic of Ireland, but I don't think they've got much set for the for Northern Ireland. But regardless, it should be a pretty good flight up to the Ulster region. Slightly cloudy departure and arrival, but clear skies. Relatively lowish cloud base, but a lowish cloud top as well. So clear skies for about 5,000-6,000. That's the weather I checked out this morning. It could change. It can always change, but hey ho. I mean, hopefully I'm not too knackered about this flights, given that on Sunday England played and hopefully won the Euro 2020 tournament. I'm recording this before the final, so I'm afraid I don't quite know the results. But hey, I live in hope. It's against Italy. We're on top of our form. How bad could it have been? And by this time, we'd have known the results. And how bad it actually was. Right, I'm nearly there. Alpha 6 will be one of the upcoming taxiways to our left. Alpha 6, Alpha 5. I'm sure it said Alpha 5. Alpha 5, yes. That's Alpha 8. Alpha 7. Alpha 6. Apply a tiny amount of braking. Left hand to turn. Hold short of the runway. Yeah, that's hold marker there. There's nothing further on. Just waiting. Lima is holding Alpha 5 ready for departure.
Hello 6 Lima via Alpha 5, remain 27 right, clear for departure, surface winds 250.
Shuttle 6 Lima is cleared to depart, runway 27 right. Right. Cabin crew, seats for takeoff please. So activates the transponder. Activated the landing lights. Runway's ours. Let's get going. Concourse Heathrow, you also got the A380 just behind the fence over there. Right. 10 to the runway, throttle 40. 1-2 stable. Up to flex. $80 knots. 100 knots. V1 rotates. Positive right, gear up.
Terrain.
So 86 Lima, unfortunately no further ATC service available. You can monitor Unicom 22 decimal 8. Thanks for flying. Bye-bye.
1228 for BS Shuttle 86 Lima. Thank you very much, take care, and goodbye. Right, onwards we go. Flaps up. Autopilot set. We'll set up to climber 34. And we'll let the aircraft manage the rest. Reduce throttle to climb power. Reset the ground spoilers. There you have it. 6,000. We'll switch over to standard altimeter. 10,000, and let's come off. And at that point, we just sit back, relax, and let the aircraft fly itself. Switch over to Unicom 12800. We may get coverage out in Belfast. We'll see how things go. In fact, there's another aircraft flying on Belfast at the moment. A320, Speedbird 455, interesting. So flying now over Maidenhead down below. So we've passed Windsor, flying over Maidenheads, continue to make this right hand turn as we kind of head back towards London. So you've got the M25 kind of just about there. That's kind of north area from the Rickmansworth reservoirs and all that kind of stuff. There's Heathrow in the background. Somewhere down there, you might even spot, there we go, there's RF Northvolts. And that, Rice Plado, where I do my volunteer trains. Always fun to spot that when I'm out on the aeroplane. So I'm sitting on the right hand side, hopefully, on this same departure. Well, actually, it'll either be this departure, or it'll be the Umlaut, which is a relatively new one out of Heathrow. Sadly, not one that my ToLiss aircraft fully understands. What I'll probably do is go and fly direct then to Welling. And then that kind of follows a similar-ish departure path to what I kind of expect in real life on the day. Pass through 6000, altimeter sets. And so yeah, it's a similar-ish departure path that goes via Almat and Woburn as opposed to Brooklands Park or anything like that. Passing through 8,000 feet, so far so good. Aircraft's running stable. And very shortly we'll be switching off the landing lights. And again, only about 50 minutes of flight time from our start to our finish. Won't be much of a cruise today. More of an occasion just to prepare the aircraft for its descent. And again, there's no star on file. It's meant to be direct from Mage right to runway 22, so we'll see how that goes as well. But let me tell you, it is a joy to fly the ToLiss again. It is such a grand old little aircraft, this. I mean, ToLiss themselves, they're a relatively newish developer for the scene of X-Plane. They came out kind of when X-Plane released, X-Plane 11, sorry, released. Before X-Plane 10, they didn't exist, so they appeared for X-Plane 11, developed the A319 as their first aircraft, which people adored, and then went on to release the F-21. Then they announced the A340 a little while ago. Still no release date on that, but hopefully not too far away. They worked on the Flight Factor 350 as well, completely revamped systems of the 350, which again, very good little aircraft from Flight Factor stroke ToLiss. And so they are a good little developer. They are a good little developer, and one that I do highly support in the X-Plane realm. And sadly, I don't think they're making their way to Microsoft Flight Sim anytime soon. It's such a varied and different developer scape. You don't get many people who go onto both platforms. But hey ho, we'll explain as it is. It's just not a bad platform. It's a joyous little aircraft, and so we'll definitely be we'll be enjoying more of it in the future, that's for sure. I mean, I like Flyby and their A321X Plus. That's an A320. Well, this is an A319. But some of these ToLiss aircraft which do bring a lot of joy to your flight simming scene. Oh, I just realised it's on landing lights, sorry. But yeah, they're a joyous little developer, and I do thoroughly enjoy what they do. We're up at, well, we're not at cruise, but we are climbing. It's nice and stable. We'll switch off seatbelt sign and give passengers their freedom back for the next couple of minutes. And while we're here, let's have a look at the itinerary, shall we? So again, a quick reminder, I am technically on board this aircraft. I'm flying on the British Airways flight today. I've got the cabin. Any name to recognise, any famous people, this is kind of a chance to have a look. Interesting, Peter Legan. No first name there, just their initial. Well, I must say, it's quite a few interesting names on board. I mean, Novotny, Alavediev, Demaya. It's a very mixed aircraft. This mixed nationality even. Sorry, I'm not sure what I'm talking about there, but it's a mixed nationality aircraft. Usually PACX is pretty standard where it kind of shows destination and arrival names, but definitely quite a few yeah, it's quite a few international names thrown in on this one. I mean, what kind of passengers would fly between London and Belfast? Definitely get a few tourist passengers. Certainly get a lot of business people as well. So see, leisure, business, 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 leisure, business, business. Yes, there's a bit of a swing towards business on this flight today. Business, 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 leisure, business, business, business. A very businessy flight on board today. So again, Monday morning, 7 a.m. It's a business flight. Everyone on board, they're going to work. That's kind of a given. So we're now flying overhead of Milton Keynes, the most dreary place in the UK. Sorry, Milton Keynes, it's true, and you know it. It's actually a relatively new city. It was built in the 1960s. It's kind of the perfect city, equidistant of London, Birmingham, Coventry, Oxford. Just kind of, it's in the middle of all these different places. It's a newish city. It's built more for road travelling rather than pedestrian walking. So, yeah, it's not the most colourful place in the world. But I will say, there's the in the Escape area, the skiing centre. That's pretty good actually. Did use that quite a fair bit for the pandemic. Right, so we've passed through flight level 210. So far, so we get across flying all stable. Have a look at the FMS. We do reach a cruising altitude of 3.4, top of climb, and that holds on to about 10 so we're at cruise for about 1326, 51, 82, so about 82 miles of cruise today before we start to descent. We're bugging our approach as well, so that may change things slightly, but it's not a long old cruise today. And find this tail code, Echo Uniform Oscar Echo. I'm fairly sure it's an aircraft I've been in real life. I'd have to double check my A319 list from BA, but I'm fairly sure it's a tail code that I've certainly seen in real life. I've certainly seen it a few times. Trying to think of my A319 trips for British Airways. Helsinki was a 320, I'm fairly sure. It's going back to 2019. Let me have a little look. So I want Heathrow to Helsinki. That was an A320, yes, so that was a Uniform Golf. The next time I flew British Airways was when I went to Munich a couple of years later. So no, Munich, sorry, I went to Milan. I went to Milan British Airways. That was on my stopover to Volanta, also in Finland. That was also 320. That was at Gatwick. That was Uniform Sierra. So how many British Airways 319s have I actually been on? I've been on a fair few EasyJet 319s, but I don't think I've actually been on the 320 or BA before. My brother has, but for me actually, I haven't. I mean, since 2013, when this starts tracking all the flights, I've been on 4 A319s. EasyJet from Berlin, EasyJet from where was it? EasyJet's Inverness, so Inverness to Gatwick, Berlin to Luton, and there's 2 more 319s I've been on. Who were the operators? Alitalia, what did I fly on? I think that was a 320 as well. Vienna, that'd be Laudamotion, that was a 320. Catania, that was 320. In fact, that was in the special livery at Italia with all the people who worked their signatures. Delta Tango Juliet. Quite good little livery actually that. And I quite like how it is internal as well. Kind of like a wooden cabin. Does look pretty good in its own little way. I'll tell you what, I've completely forgotten the other two 319 flights. And I'm fairly certain I've been on a BA, but I must have lost that memory, I'm afraid. Let's have a quick look. So if I go back to my flights, so my flight. Jesus, what was that? It almost looked like an explosion at my end. Nothing seems out of place. Nothing off that it shouldn't be. That must have just been a really, really massive bit of turbulence, that. I just heard a bang and the aircraft's like blowing out to the side. But nothing's damaged. I don't think ToLiss would have thrown anything at me. Fault scenarios off. And explains damage. Yeah, nothing's broken. That is the most violent, turbulent sound effect I think I've ever heard in any flight simulator. Gosh, I came out of nowhere. Okay, well, thanks, explain. Right, so... Sorry. You guys told me to always do a crash stream. That almost became one out of nowhere. So, my flights from London to Berlin, Luton to Berlin was a 319, so I've done 2 319s to Berlin, there and back. I've done 1 flight from Inverness to London, and then there must be at least 1 more EasyJet flights in there somewhere that... I'm trying to think, what flights did I do with British Airways in the past? I've done London to Milan, London to Helsinki, London to Glasgow. They were both 320s. I am actually dumbfounded. Who is the mystery other airline that I flew in a 319 for? In 2021, nothing yet. 2020, I flew in 2 319s last year. Seven 7-1, 320, A319. That's 737-700. I'm gonna have to hang on. Let me have a look back. So, Tegel. Ooh, Berlin Tegel. Is that a 319? 320 there, and the return flight was a 319. Uniform Papa Sierra. Okay, got it. So I have been in the British Airways 319 before. That was my return flight from Berlin last year when I flew to Tegel about a month before it closed. Right, I'm not going crazy now. I know which flight it is. And I've completely forgotten about the Berlin trip, the second one. So on 3 of the 4 flights I made in and out of Berlin were performed in Airbus A319s. Right, recruiting altitude now, we're at flight level 340. Aircraft's going to hold at Mach 0.71, so it's not the fastest cruise in the world, but enough to get the aircraft moving. We might as well start plugging our arrival information since we're so close to top 10 anyway, so go for the arrival. Looking at the ILS for runway 22. No star, so insert that. Head to flight plan, there'll be discontinuity. Man, I must admit, I do miss discontinuities. It's a small little thing, but the fact that it has discontinuity means that it's a fully working flight plan. Mage, yeah, that's... So left hand turn onto that, yeah, perfect, okay. So I can clear discontinuity and that'll finish up flight plan quite nicely. Perfect. I miss flying in a aircraft with proper working FMS, I must admit. I mean, again, the fly-by-wire team, not bad, but this is so much better. So much better. Right, so, in terms of what things I'll be doing while in Belfast, I mean, there's only two real things I mainly want to do. Number one, of course, Transport Museum, because if you know me, you know I love my transport museums. And then the other thing is to visit the, it's also the Transport Museum, and it's also the Titanic Museum. So, Belfast, where Titanic was constructed, and they've got quite a few old things from there as well at Belfast. So, I'll try and book myself tickets to go see both of those, presuming they're open. And, well, perhaps at Time City Centre as well. And perhaps look at the history as well. I mean, as a Brit, I do understand a lot of the history between the UK and Ireland. So, I won't hide away from a lot of that fact. It's not, unfortunately, unfortunately it's quite a dark history, especially around the Troubles. But things have certainly come a long way since then. I think everyone would agree. Things have come a long way since the 1998, when the Good Friday Agreement was signed between the UK and Ireland. And while it's not perfect between the two, the fact that we can share a common travel area does help a lot, and ultimately it's a lot more peaceful now than it used to be 30-40 years ago. And I think that's what most people really want these days. It's definitely some politics behind it, definitely a lot of there's a lot of people want behind it, but ultimately, especially a lot of Irish people I talk to, both at work and friends and all that, they just want peace. We're normal people, we want to live our lives. And live our lives without the fear of a bomb going off, basically. Yeah, like I say, I do understand the history. I can understand why it's happened and all that as well. You look at a lot of the British Empire, a lot of travesties we've definitely caused. But ultimately, in this day and age, people just want to live in peace, live their daily lives. And whether or not we get a unified island or not, that's kind of an argument for another day. But we'll see how things go. For me, at least, right now, it's my first time in Northern Ireland. I'm here hopefully to enjoy a lot of what's there to offer. In terms of this trip, so it's only a day trip. I'm flying in today, and then this evening making a return flight back to London. Tickets cost about 95 quid return. I mean, if it was not a COVID era, it would be about 30-40 quid return. But again, inflated prices due to COVID, but even then, 100 quid for a day trip isn't too bad at all. Not for a flight, not for a flight. I must say, compared to last week, a week and a half ago, I flew Loganair. I mean, the Loganair one, the ERJ 145. Let me tell you, it's a fun little aircraft. It's like a sports car at Heathrow. So low to the ground. Sounds fantastic. I mean, I originally booked seat by the engine, but with only 6 passengers aboard, yes, 6 passengers on board, I got moved into the overwing exit row because they have to be occupied. So I got a little bit of leg room for that. It was a good little flight, and the headrest, oh boy, the Loganair headrest on the 145 was absolutely sublime. You could put your head back, you could close your eyes. It was so good. Yeah, I mean, the only thing you can really get from Loganair is the fact that their ticket prices ain't the cheapest, but ultimately they're not a low-cost carrier. They run quirky aircraft to get from island to island. They're a public service more than a leisure airline, so you do kind of expect to pay a little bit more for those. And the fact that you can get from London to Drawyah in about 40 minutes as opposed to 3.5 hours by train, again, time-wise, also does save you a little bit as well. I'm flying British Airways out from Heathrow to Belfast City. The return leg takes me through Belfast Aldergrove, so going through Belfast International, and then returning back to Gatwick with EasyJets. And that one hasn't booked since 2020, so it'll be Microsoft Flight Sim kind of a premiere this evening. It should be quite a fun one too, because you look at, because I use an app called App in the Air to track all of my flights, and it kind of shows the pinpoints A to B from your start to your end destination. And well, you look at Belfast City to Heathrow and Gatwick to Belfast International. The two airports are almost kind of parallel to one another, and so yeah, so it's kind of fun to kind of see how it kind of matches up. You got two airports equidistant apart, north, south, east, west, and so it's two lines that just kind of appear millimetre perfect for one another. Yeah, it's only a day trip today. Back again tomorrow, or back again tonight. Tomorrow I was going to rest at home, and back on Wednesday for my my work morning shifts. So 3:30 AM wake ups. I don't mind it too much. I only wake up, but the shifts themselves usually pretty good. They do go quite smoothly. So at this stage we are flying overhead Manchester. We cut across the Isle of Man. Fun fact, Isle of Man's the basis for Thomas Tank Engine. They didn't know that. Quite a good place to go to, especially if you like your railways. I've got a lot of heritage railways up in Douglas and the Isle of Man, so somewhere I'm sure I'll go to one day. And, well, who's the only operator there from London? Loganair, so I'm sure I'll be able to Loganair again relatively soon. But yeah, going to go to Isle of Man one day at some point, but flying overhead, going to Belfast. And, yeah, using the Irish Sea to cross stats. Yeah, the Irish Sea, Muir Éireann, covers the southern tip of Scotland, right down to the southern tip of Wales, along the entire eastern coast of Northern and Republic of Ireland. Turns our top of descent here. As I tested data already. Well, let's do this, Airways. So performance, next phase. We'll grab the meet after Echo Golf Alpha Charlie. Welcome back, all Metsats. Right, so 160 at 9. That goes into the winds. Temperature is 15 degrees centigrade with QNH of 1018. Decision height, so over to chart Fox now. Echo Golf Alpha Charlie. Approach charts from way 22. We'll intercept the glide slope at 2,000 feet. Minimums, category grades 3, category C, it's 179. And 4 flaps landing, all sets, perfect. I'm fairly sure what you could do is, I'm sure you'd be able to adjust that with it in standard, and as soon as you press it, it changes automatically, but hey ho, 1018, that's fine. In fact, we're hitting top percent about now, so we'll lower the altitude down to 2000. And then, in theory, the aircraft should just start descending on its own as soon as you hit that waypoint. So again, no action required from me. Just set the altitude, and the aircraft will do the rest on its own. Unless I'm just thinking of the Boeing, where you set the altitude, where it tells you to reset MCP altitude, and then it starts to descend. I think we actually do need to have a little bit of input, which is a single press of the button. Yes, because in Boeing, it descends automatically when you reset the VNAV. In an Airbus, you just do, well, we'll give it a mile. And then we do that. Right, so start of descent. Space arrival 90 minutes. We're a little bit behind schedule at the moment. It's not too bad, 90 minutes. Yeah, we should be landing in no time at this rate. Now, one thing that the ToLiss aircraft will do, which other aircraft won't, is... it's not that button, it is... Where are you? What it will do is it will follow the altitude of the set on the FMS down. In the flyby aircraft, it just goes at a set 3 degrees down non-stop all the way. The ToLiss... Well, it is constraints. It will follow constraints all the way down to the ground. I'm just maybe too far zoomed out for it, but again, it's a fantastic aircraft, the ToLiss. If you guys have X-Plane, one that I would highly recommend for, well, pretty much every scenario. It's currently Unicom over towards Belfast, so we will make sure that's all set. So runway 22, flying on the ILS, inbound from the southeast. And there we go, now passing through flight level 290, 29,000 feet. Another 27 to go until we level off the intercept. Check the frequencies, make sure that's all added up as well. 108.1 is set. 108.1 set for the charts. Hotel Bravo. Hotel Bravo, perfect. Sorry, Belfast, Belfast Hotel Foxtrot, sorry, that one, yeah, sorry, I'm looking at the ADF. Yeah, so that's all set. Hotel Bravo is the IAF, which is 4200. Right, as far as I'm aware, that's all done now, that's programmed. We'll continue our descent in a couple of minutes, we'll be switching the seatbelt sign back on. And you've got to remember, the ToLiss aircraft, in my case, I either land them really well, really smooth, or I completely yeets the runway and end up going through the thing, basically. I don't know why, I can never get just an average landing in the ToLiss aircraft. It's the flyby in my case where I'm kind of just not used to pilots are supposed to respond to the pushback, the flare law, when you make your final descent. What I do is I catch it, and you're not supposed to catch it, you're supposed to just naturally follow through with it. So it is something that I've still kind of got to learn, even to this day, with ToLiss aircraft. And again, that's just, it's not a fault of the aircraft, it's a fault of me as a pilot. What they've done is absolutely fantastic, it's just me that can't fly it. So about to hit that cloud there again. What I'm going to do is now sorry, about 10 minutes behind schedule. Select reason. It's not really a reason, it's just... yeah, it's just that we're late by 10 minutes. So satisfaction will drop slightly. I'm sure we'll catch up with the majority of it by the time we hit the ground. Oops. Again, I love the facing. Just click on it and then straight away, boom, clear in front of your face. And again, I love the little range thing as well. So if an aircraft goes above or below this range of speed, then it will adjust the aircraft for how it's needed. But it doesn't mind the aircraft being a bit faster or slower than the set speed of 279 there, to keep it all steady. It's such a beautiful aircraft, this ToLiss thing. It really is a beautiful aircraft. Like I say, it's one that honestly doesn't get the attention it deserves with a lot of people. I mean, I get it. You buy the Flight Factor 320, you're a die-hard fan of Flight Factor, you spend a lot of money. But this aircraft, it's cheaper, it has a lot more systems depth, it's a lot more FPS friendly, natively got VR support, it's just a better aircraft. I'm sorry guys, it really is. I mean, I've not used the Flight Factor 320, but based on what I've seen out of two aircrafts, and knowing the developments behind the ToLiss aircraft as well, this is just a better one. It's just a better one, I'm afraid. So yeah, flying 319 from London to Belfast, and tonight returning from Aldergrove back to Heathrow. In fact, that's the Isle of Man right there. It's a tiny little island. There's Douglas, the main kind of township there. Douglas Port. The airport itself, I don't actually know where Douglas's airport is. Or where the Isle of Man's airport is even. I wonder if the map will give us any answer to that. Ah, there you go, down to the south. It's down in Castletown, south coast. So, somewhere behind the clouds, you can have the airport here in the Isle of Man. I'm sure I'll visit one day. I'm sure I'll absolutely visit. It'll be the pardon me. Sorry, I'm not sure. I just, you know, when you breathe in, your throat's really, really dry, and it just kind of reacts. Just have that. Just have a bit of water. Sorry. Much better. Yeah, somewhere behind the cloud, you can have the airport here, but it's a place I'll visit one day for certain. I mean, this is X-Plane's default scenery. This is no ortho, no kind of fancy scenery. This is just sort of default scenery. I mean, even then, it looks really, really good, that. Not quite Microsoft Flight Sim level, but not terrible. Not terrible by any means. Right, we'll turn on the seatbelt sign again. At this point, hits edge gas by flight level 155, so we're on track for descent as well. Now for a couple of minutes, get ready to activate the, well, landing lights and go into the approach phase. Still looking at 0715 Zulu arrival time. In terms of real life arrival, I'm expecting it to be so 0845, so 0745 Zulu, well, yeah, 0745 Zulu is the real life expected arrival time. Departure takeoff 0725, landing 0845, so it's 1 hour and 1 hour and 20-minute flight, according to British Airways. Easily done in an hour. In fact, we've been going live for about an hour and 5 minutes. Hour and 6. Well, going live. We're going premiere for an hour and 6. There you go. One last look at the Isle of Man, and that'll show you shortly behind us. Right, let's start focusing on our final approach, shall we? So 14,000 feet. We'll activate the landing lights. In terms of routing, the airport's 57 miles away from us, runway 22. About 3.6 tonnes of fuel left, so plenty of fuel on board. Should be alright for the final stages of this trip. We'll taxi to the gates, disembark the aircraft, and then, in my case, head over towards the main city centre. We've got an Aer Lingus 737 there taking off from Belfast City, so we will be just missing them on the ground, but they've tested the runway, and they'll be taking off in approximately, well, now actually they've backtracked, therefore taking off. So it's quite a smaller airport, Belfast City. Single runway, backtrack majority of it. It's kind of like, well, in terms of its layout actually, quite similar to London City. Slightly different in regards to it actually has like another side of the airport full of cargo and all that, but it is also dock based. So like London City, which was an airport built in the former dockyards, Belfast City is also built in the former dockyards. So as we make our approach, we'll kind of see more of that action as well. Let's have a quick look. When did the airport open? So Belfast George Bess opened in 1983. So actually similar time to London City as well. London City, that opened in 1987, so 3 years afterwards. And also, well, kind of replaced the former Sydenham airport. Right, 10,000. Cabin crew, 10 minutes landing, 10 minutes. So you can see that the range indicator has now dropped to below 250. We've passed 10,000, landing lights are active. And then it's just a short approach left towards the runway. We'll activate the landing systems.
Flight attendants will be passing through the cabin to collect express one final time. Please ensure the table and stove are in the full upright position. Please also store any carry-on items either in the express pocket or under the seat.
The engines are kind of just hopping around idle. Not completely idled, but very, very close to it. And so you'll see idle pop up a few times on the top of the eCam there. I was passing 9,000. Limit should be at 8.2. So we should be on track for that. In a couple of moments we'll start lowering the flaps as well for a short final landing. At this point it's just a case of now kind of keeping an eye out for the airport, which is about there-ish. So flying along the water, left into the airport. Terrain map will show the kind of ground area as well. So flying over water, and I'm just flying down the riverway into the city, so make a right down there into the land. You never know. Perhaps the right-hand seats, we've got more of a view. Left-hand seat's not too bad either. So that on the right is Scotland. That's looking towards Drawyah. And on that side we'll have Carrickfergus and Newton Abbey. On the left, Bangor and Hollywood. Hollywood being where the Transport Museum is. So I think at some point tonight I'll just kind of plan the museums, plan where I'm going to stay. Well, I'm not staying anywhere, I'm not going to hotel so any day trip, but plan where I'm going to see. And then pretty much back home to London again. Because the airport itself, Aldergrove, is about 30 minutes from the city centre, so I've got to bear that in mind. It's a bus trip. So I'll try and make sure I'm ready for the kind of 2 or 3 buses before my one, so in case I miss it, I'm not going to miss my flights. But again, just kind of be prepared, be plan ready. And make sure I'm all set for my trip on Monday. Or trip today, as far as this point of view now. So now connected to the localizer at Glasgow, 10.1 set, 18.3 miles away as the crow flies. Continue on a little bit further, and then just before the Safan's turn, we'll activate the approach phase, and then prepare the aircraft in for landing. Right. Zoom to 10 miles now. Set altimeter 1018. And activates the approach phase. So the aircraft will start to slow down again. Won't use spoilers just yet, so let the aircraft kind of naturally slow its way down. And then we'll work with the flaps as well on the left hand turn towards the intercepts of the localizer. Our attitude's pretty much bang on as well. You can see the vertical diamonds just above the centre line there. Again, that's nothing the ToLiss, that its management of altitude is so perfect. Never have a problem with it. It's almost a guarantee every time. When you start your descent, you'll make the intercepts just as you hit yourself onto the glide slope. Again, the fly-by-wire, because of its 3-degree descent always set up. Just got to kind of make sure that you're descending at the right time. If anything, give it a few miles of leeway before you start your top of descents. Right, there's your left hand turn. Just a little bit of spoilers. I just want the speed to drop down below to 30. When we can activate the first stage of flaps.
2,500.
Flaps 1. 220, spoilers retract. We'll set those for landing, we'll use medium brakes. And the aircraft will now level off at 2,000.
2,000.
So again, that'll just now allow the aircraft to slow down naturally on its own. No need to apply any kind of power or throttle for the next bits. We'll just wait for the runway to hit on the localizer, and then we'll turn that on. Localizer sets. And now just wait for the altitude. Seven miles, load landing gear, runways in sight. 7 miles, load landing gear. And then bring the aircraft into land. Flaps 2. As you can see, there's the runway, there's the dockyards, about there is the Belfast Centre, the Titanic Centre. Belfast City Centre about there-ish city centre, but there's Belfast Titanic Centre. And somewhere along here is the Transport Museum. It's about there-ish, kind of, yeah, somewhere along here, Right. Gear down, flaps 3. Approach mode sets. Now establish runway 22. Belfast City. Flaps 4. So leaving our 2,000 feet hold now, the aircraft's on full glide slope down. It's 3 degrees descent, so not quite a steep approach, but definitely on the limit to that. Cabin crew, please take your seats for landing. And what's left for me now is to guide the aircraft then, and bring it in for a nice and smooth touchdown, preferably. But again, you know what I'm like when it comes to ToLiss landings. Can either be really, really good or really, really bad. You never get a standard average landing, eh?
1,000.
1,000, stable approach. Autopilot off, 4,000 go around sets. I'm in control. Using the PAPIs and the ND, just got the aircraft in nice and steady. So far so good. Winds are a 2-knot tailwind, so the winds have switched sides. 2-knot tailwind, but not problematic.
$400. $300.
And I can just say the aircraft feels so amazing by hand. Again, no offense to the flyby guys, you guys are amazing.
200.
But there's something about this 319 that just feels so good to fly.
100 above. 100. 50. 40. 30. Minimum. 20. Retard.
Idle.
10.
And
5.
touchdown, reverses sets. $80 knots. 60 versus cuts. And there we have it. welcome to Belfast City. We'll exit on the left, I believe. Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached our destination. The local time is
A little bit of tire smoke there on that turn.
and it's currently about
And yeah, taxi way there to the terminal. Nice and easy.
now use your mobile devices. Please remain seated until the aircraft has come to a complete stop and the seatbelt sign is turned off. Remember to use caution when
Not bad, eh? Not bad at all.
you may have shifted during the flight.
No yellow taxiway marking I've just noticed, but yeah, it's an older X-Plane scenery. We can live with that. APU starts, flaps up. There we go. And then there are 10 stands here at Belfast. We'll choose any of these stands, make our way towards the terminal. So again, nice and short taxi, nothing too much for us to do at this stage. Well, this stand here's got some ground vehicles prepared for us. In fact, they've got ground marshalling as well, so I think we know which stand we'll be taking out of this set. I'm not sure if that's a mod or something, but it seems to be kind of a ground marshaller at every airport in X-Plane. I don't quite know what's kind of set that all up. I like it though. I do like it. I don't think he's originally mentioned the aircraft's distance. It is just a generic ground marshaller. There's marshal aircrafts. Parking brake set. AP available, APB set. Power and systems, there we go. Engines off. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Belfast City. The local time right now is 8:25. Temperature 15 degrees centigrade, a little bit cloudy, but not set to rain. We thank you for flying with British Airways. Hope you had enjoyed the flight with us today, and we wish you a safe onward journey. Cabin crew, disarm doors and cross check please. So, general message, sends the cabin. In terms of flight time today, that was approximately, well, it was an hour and 10 minutes from gate to gate. Cruise today was approximately 11 minutes to cruise today. If we got a sense. Other than that, a pretty straightforward trip overall. We will jump to the ToLiss menu. We'll quickly cut the beacons. Ground services, external power active. Open the front door, open the rear door, open the forward cargo, and then ground services, both of those, and that, and that, and that. So power sets, APU off. And there you go. So passengers, that's the thing, we can open the door, can we? Yes we can. So you open the door, greet passengers, say goodbye to them as they make their way out of the airports. The ground vehicles are now driving up to the aircraft, so they should in theory spot the aircrafts. Not sure why the two front main doors didn't open there. Oh, that was, sorry, ToLiss open. Ah, okay, I must have actually pressed the wrong buttons. Oh well. Open doors now. I said, open the door now. Third time's a charm, there you go. Doors open. X-Flight deboarding. Yeah, not a bad flight that. Not a bad little trip. Tiny little airport, George Best, Belfast City. That's so small to park all in, well, grass. Yeah, and again, there's a short walk to the train station I can imagine, which is about there-ish somewhere.
No promises.
Nice and simple this. Nice and simple. Right, let's pop open PACX, end the flight, and have a look at the report. So BA 1414, 319 from London to Belfast, 51-minute flight time. Departure planned was 1937, departure 1941. Planned arrival 2037, 33. 129 passengers, satisfaction at 93%. Getting at 200, block time 105. Slightly delayed arrival, but other than that, not too bad. Didn't get any water. I know that's incorrect, because when you board British Airways, you get a packet of crisps and a bottle of water, so I'm sorry, whoever that was, you're a liar. Tell you about the airline, recommend you at work. So again, all good stuff. Passengers seem pretty happy with the trip. We'll finish flight on Volanta. We'll finish flight, well, disconnect from IVAO. Thank you for the ATC coverage. We will close the doors, because you know what the replay is like on this aircraft. It can just, well, stay open in the replays and ultimately look a bit weird from a different point of view. So make sure it's all closed. And then watch from the different sets, shall we? So first things first, we'll look at the left-hand side passenger view. So kind of find a short finals, about there, 145 and that sounds good. Let's go a little bit further back. Right. So left-hand side passenger view. Let's see how that landing was. We did miss touchdown zone. That I do admit we went a little bit further beyond, but it wasn't too bad beyond. Ultimately, you had plenty of runway to down stop at, which is what you're kind of aiming for in an aeroplane. So again, small adjustments of the controls there, just keep the aircraft in the centre. Short final in. And touchdown. So yeah, this is reported at 205 then, right? Again, not too bad. More than standard. More than standard. Let's have a look from the right hand side. So this is kind of the I'll be expecting on my trip down on Monday. It's about this I'll be sitting at. And admittedly, not much land to look at up close. You've got the coast on the far side. I guess, yeah, there goes. A few of the docks now starting to appear on the left. It's a very, very empty part of Belfast, that. Short final in. And there's touchdown. What's that? Cargo Jet 727. Interesting. I can imagine that's not there in real life, but well, if there's a 727 there in real life, I'll be over the moon. I can tell you that as the facts now. Yes, like I say, that overside is you got your more cargo-y bit of the airport. There is a small defensive bit of the airport as well, so you've got a few military aircraft as well. But for the most part, it is a civilian and cargo ports Belfast. Yeah, something on the autopilot there. Right, let's bring it back again. Let's have another landing perspective. We'll do in front of the aircraft, below the nose. That's always a classic for these landings, eh? They got runway view, got tower view, so there's a few more lands we can do. There we go. Idle throttles. Tiny bit of a bunny hop there, but not too bad. Touchdown rear. Touchdown nose. But yeah, overall, a more than standard landing. Go again, do another view from the runway perspective. So if we kind of find a runway view, there we go. Yeah, bang on that. Bang on. There's the reversers, and just a tiny bit of right to keep the aircraft on the centre line. And there we have it. That's Belfast, George Best City Airport. So, like I say, I'm here at Belfast for a day, so I'm going to do a few things locally, and then fly out of Aldergrove this evening. Should be a good day out. And again, one of the few places we can go to without restriction here in the UK at the moment. So, hope you guys enjoyed the watch. If you did enjoy it, do please a like, do subscribe if you haven't done it already. Thank you all very much for watching. And yeah, I hope to see you again in the very near future. Take care of yourselves, have a good one. And I'll be sure to see you again soon. Take care, have a good one then, bye bye.